It's honestly horrible what happened in El Paso and Dayton over the weekend. All those people dying because of that one guy initially, and then the other guy coming out a couple hours later. And both of the guys were different ideologically. You know, one of the guy was pretty much an Antifa member. Then the other guy, I guess you could say he was kind of, I don't know, alt right or something. You know, believed in demographic replacement, right? And this is the point where the media is going to focus on, and they're going to start to say, oh, all the things that this guy is saying, that Trump is saying about open borders and giving free health care to illegal aliens and stuff is instigating this type of guy to violence, even though he even said he believed in all this stuff before Trump ever showed up. So, you know, and what he believes in is not wrong. You know, on one hand, these people tell us, oh, this is a conspiracy theory, all this stuff. And on the other hand, they say, hey, you're not having enough babies and we need these people because, you know, you're not having enough children. They need to come and replace you. And then they say, oh, white people are going to be a minority by this year. And they go and they clap and they're all happy about it. But then they say, well, that's not actually happening. It's conspiracy, right? It's this, it's that. And nobody is even saying a lot of times that somebody is behind it or a sinister group or whatever. They're just saying this is happening and we want it to stop. But they want all these people to be demonized, and they don't want these types of attacks and these types of shootings and murders to stop. They want them to keep happening as much as possible. This is why they show their faces all over the place. They make them into superstars because they want other people to do a copycat killing, right? And they're going to blame guns, and then they're going to say, okay, we need to take away your gun rights, yada, 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 the same spiel over and over again. And then, you know, the right is going to say it's mental illness, which definitely does play a role in that as well. But one thing that if people like honestly wanted to stop this and start to reduce it was if we really just believed in freedom of speech and we honestly just allowed each other to discuss things without condemning them, without trying to get them fired, without labeling them white supremacist, whatnot. You know, just being able to discuss contentious topics without losing our cool. You know, if we were able to actually do that, then you would see a decrease instead of gaslighting people and expecting nothing to come of it. Instead of saying, "Oh, you're not seeing anything. Oh, you're not experiencing a different. Oh, your kids aren't in schools where they're the minority now. That's not actually happening. You're crazy. You're delusional. Blah blah blah." Right? There was a little while ago, Maxim Bernier talked about the cost of that immigration cost and how 72% of the people coming in are, you know, being subsidized throughout a good portion of the portion that they're here, etc. It takes them years to become like a regular citizen, and you know, the CBC tried fact checking them, but then they had to come out and like retract some of this shit, etc. later because then they were fact checked, and you know they're just trying to make you think that immigration is good, that you being replaced is a good thing. And me saying this is not incentivizing anybody to go and be violent. I've never once promoted anybody to be violent. I don't believe in it. You know, I believe in free speech. I believe in discussing these things and then we can move past them. But what is going on right now, getting rid of what 8chan, and now you're going to have a bunch of these victims trying to sue 8chan, really, because he posted a mean message on it. Are you kidding me? What about all these shootings and murders that were committed on Facebook Live and all this other stuff? Like, are they being sued? Are they being told to shut down? The death threats on Twitter and whatnot? No, they're not, because they are established, and it's mainstream, and they've already kicked off all those people that are on 8chan, so they want to just remove them even more so they can't discuss anything anymore whatsoever. Because, like I said, they want these types of attacks to continue. They want you to die. They want unhinged people who do believe in some of the things I believe in, who do have a couple screws loose, to go and eventually shoot and kill people because they're like, they read that other guy's manifesto from Christchurch or something, got inspired by it, and this is exactly what I said was going to happen when that happened. I'm like, well, this is going to continue. You're gonna see more things like this. And the media doesn't give a shit. Nobody really gives a shit. They're just going and trying to push their own agenda, and oftentimes the average person is going to suffer for it. Your rights are going to suffer for it. And if we just did what was right, what was true, then things would be better, right? It's if you actually do what is good, you will have good results. And what is good is freedom and free speech. That is good. That's why you always get good results. That's why you get societies that believed in these concepts that flourished way more than other societies that didn't believe in these concepts. Because we believed in these types of things, because we're able to discuss things that the state or the royalty at the time, etc., deemed, you can't talk about, whatever, non-discussable, then that is why we're able to reach new heights. And when we stop doing that, we're going to become stagnant as a society, and nobody is going to benefit. Like, why can't people just stop listening to things that they don't like? Really, do you have to be a fascist? Do you have to be an authoritarian and be like, no, we must shut you down because we don't like what you're saying? And, tying Trump to this and saying that he's inspiring these people, it's laughable. Only idiots are going to believe this, because what is he saying a lot of the times? I saw CNN, they quoted some of the things he said where he's saying Democrats want open borders, where they do. I think that's pretty obvious at this point in time, in how they want to give free health care to illegal aliens, which is true. I just saw something the other day on Reddit. It was in California, how they're giving voting rights to illegal aliens, and there's like a 12 minute video. I'll try to find it and put a link below, where they're like, okay, we want to give these people voting rights because they live here and they should have a say in our politics, yada yada yada. So yeah, they're not going to be able to vote federally, but still to be able to vote in your state or municipality or whatever they call it in America is completely ridiculous. But at the same time, they tell you, oh no, we don't give them extra shit. We don't give them special privileges. We're not just letting them cross the border and whatnot. They're saying, like, the Democrats are like, oh, we just want them to be released, and they're going to come back for their court date on a further day, and then blah blah blah. It's like, that's never going to happen. As soon as they're released, they're never coming back. And the liberals, they know that and they want that. So that's pretty much open fucking borders. Don't tell us this isn't the case. Don't tell us that you are not trying to replace us, whether you're doing it intentionally or not. I see it, I hear it every other day. I get Ahmed Hussein from Canada being, we're not having enough babies, so we need new people to bring in, and then some other Sikh guy telling me that, and some other guy in office telling me this and that every single day. And you see how oftentimes white children are now the minority in schools. So don't tell me I'm not seeing reality, because when you gaslight people, you're just going to get bad fucking results. But that's all I pretty much had to say about this. If you like my content, subscribe and have a good day. See ya.